Hi everyone, it's Kate and I'm back with another Hipkit Club scrapbook layout process video for you. I'm doing a mood board inspired layout this week by the lovely Anka Kramer over on the Hipkit design team. The one that you just saw on screen there. There's a grid of 9 stunning, beautiful pictures. I was most inspired by this a gorgeous pink sort of cozy jumper. That was what I was most inspired by to do this layout, and there were some gorgeous snowflakes as well, which I tried to tie into this theme as well. So I was doing a mood board inspired layout, but the side prompt to that as well was to make sure that I incorporate journaling. I have to say it's quite easy for me to incorporate journaling. I think I do it on every single layout because I think it's really important that because you might be scrapping a picture and you think at the time, oh, I won't forget that story, but very often you find that when you look at them in years to come, you will forget those stories. And for me, that's what the fun of scrapbooking is preserving the memories and writing down even the silliest of details sometimes that might not seem relevant, but are actually really nice to look back on in years to come. So I make sure I do that on every single layout. So I have pulled out, I'm most inspired by that pink jumper, like I say, but there's overall the colours in the mood board I've tried to pick out with the papers that I've used. So the first paper on the left hand side is a gorgeous 12 by 12 paper, which is by the lovely Kim and Kimberly. And we've been absolutely spoilt rotten again by Hipkit, the lovely Kim and Kimberly over at Hipkit this month. We've got another full box of exclusives for December 2020. So those papers that you see on screen there, I did change it up. I started with the dark blue, but it didn't quite go. But the paper on the left, again, is an exclusive by Kim and Kimberly, and it's by the collection. They've called it Keeping Cozy. So those colours in there pick out that mood board perfectly. So that's the sort of starting point for my layout, and I think the focal point are those two pieces of paper that are just cut in the shape of flags. Again, it's a really simple way to start a layout, but it's a fantastic starting point to build off of. I knew I wanted this layout to be quite dimensional and have lots of different elements in it, so I started with the bold flags and then sort of built off that. So as I said, I wanted to focus on this being quite a busy layout, but quite dimensional. So I pulled out some of the cut files that we've got for December, which every single one, I just really had a problem trying to decide which ones to use. And I thought that the absolute worst thing in the world had happened earlier. I really thought my silhouette machine had absolutely died and a terrible death and was not going to work for me anymore. I'm sure I had it in 2014. It's years and years old. It's the Silhouette Cameo 2, I think it is. And my lovely husband said he was going to buy me the 4 for Christmas. And I said, oh, no, don't worry about it, don't worry. And so today, when I thought that it had gone, I thought, wow, okay, I really should have taken him up on that offer. But I think it was just a blade setting. And I think some other girls have had the same problem actually over on the Hipkit group. But thankfully, that has been sorted. So he's still going. I don't know for how long for. But he is still going, so we shall see how much longer he lasts for. So back to the layout. So the cut files that I chose a lot of the foliage ones from the December cut files, and I cut them in 2 different colours. So one, we had a lovely pink coloured cardstock in the kit, and again that sort of ties back to the mood board. And I cut some out in plain white as well. And then what I'm going to do before I actually stick them down is I'm just going to ruffle them between my fingers just to give them a bit more dimension, and so they're not completely flat. And then when I glue the backs of them with tacky glue, I only just touch certain areas. The tops of the cut files as well, I try to leave without any glue on so that you can sort of roll those forward and again make that look quite dimensional. So the actual flags on the back as well, I take those off camera to give them a bit more dimension. I distress the edges of those with an edge distresser that I had. I've had it years from Tim Holtz. But you can just use a pair of scissors and sort of rough the edges up. It has the same effect. It's just a little bit easier with the edge distresser. I also take that off camera. I think I do it on camera actually. And just add some stitching around those. And now that I've done that, it's time to piece the layout back together again and try and get everything in the same place, which is very difficult when you're filming a video, because usually I would take a picture of it on my phone, but I can't do that, so it's going to all be from memory. So you tell me if I manage to get it the same as what I started with. So I just wanted to give some extra dimension to the photo. Usually I use craft foam to do that, but in this instance, because it's a wintry sort of themed layout as well, I think it's quite nice to just bunch up some white tissue paper. I staple that just in the middle just to sort of keep it in the rough shape that I want, and then I just use a little bit of tacky glue and put that behind the photo. That really does make the world of difference when you're trying to make a dimensional layout, and it really sort of brings a different texture to the layout as well, rather than just paper. So now I'm trying to glue, and again with all the embellishments, I'll sort of just roll them between my fingers just to make them stick up a little bit, and just add the tiniest amount of glue just on one portion of the cut file rather than the whole piece. I'm using some more foliage in the corner there, just because I want it all to sort of centre around the photo, which is of course a really serious photo of me and my mum on Christmas Day. You can tell we take ourselves very, very seriously. But it was nice to have one day of normality, and I hope you all had a lovely Christmas Day as well. So I just finish sort of piecing everything together now. This is the last sort of bits that I'm just putting together. I then do add my journaling at the bottom, and I think I finish with the date stamp, and that is pretty much it once again. So I'm filming this today on New Year's Day actually, and I would love to hear what your guys' New Year's resolutions are. I have had to think about this today and thought, what will be my main goals for next year, given the kind of year that we've had this year. It's made me quite reflective actually on what's really important and what isn't. I had really ambitious sort of goals last year, but my goals this year are just completely different. So, I mean, a simple one is just that I want to take my son to the swimming baths, which we've not done as of yet, which is just silly. So they're small things that we can do as a family. And that's what I just really want to do next year, is just focus on making memories with my family, and just enjoying our time. And my second one is to be consistent on social media. So wish me luck with that one. I will try my very, very best. But I would love to hear what your goals are. Please let me know in the comments. Again, as always, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel, that would mean the absolute world. Thank you very much, guys. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.